After the first reveal of Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft, I was excited to see what we could get from an open world Star Wars game. And now that I've had the opportunity to play 3 hours of gameplay, I don't know how much more I really want to play. Let me explain. I was recently invited by Ubisoft to join a remote preview of Star Wars Outlaws where I got to go hands-on with the game playing a preview build through a Ubisoft Connect stream. I was not given the exact date of when this preview build was done, but my demo assistant did let me know that they've been showing this exact demo since the most recent Ubisoft Forward event that was held on June 10th of this year. I started the demo off on Planet Tashara at an early stage of the game, but not the very beginning. I'm really hoping whatever I wasn't shown in the beginning gives a lot more backstory behind Kay Vess, because she seems like a likable character that I want to root for, but needed more context about her life and how she became the smuggler that she is. Right off the bat, I got into a fight where I couldn't shoot like normal, but instead had to do a Red Dead Redemption 2 Deadeye style of shooting that they called adrenaline rush shots, because when Kay is under pressure, her adrenaline meter fills up so you can use it. This felt okay, but nothing you haven't done before. After taking those guys out, I was then able to get on the speeder bike that I was very familiar with, as this has been heavily advertised in all of their promo. So I was expecting this to be a fun ride, but not long after, disappointment started to set in. The ram mechanic used to hit other bikes chasing you felt like it made no impact. You couldn't shoot while driving unless you did an adrenaline rush shot. I'm really hoping that there's speeder bike upgrades down the line that can improve this experience, because this is technically still the very beginning of the game that I'm playing. Getting on the speeder was also the first time I got to venture into the open world, and while I think some of the landscapes, building, and environments are what looks best in this game, it just feels very empty and bland. Nothing I saw made me think that this needed to be an open world. Once I made it into the city of Mirogana, of course they have you go to a cantina, because what's a Star Wars game without a cantina? But during the walk there is where you get to see a lot of the living world, and this is what I was most excited about, because I wanted to see a living, breathing Star Wars universe. But the NPCs felt stiff and lifeless, and the ones that were moving seemed out of place due to how low quality their animation and design was compared to Kay Vess. Okay, now let's talk about something I had absolutely no fun with. The lockpicking you do in this game is constant and tedious. It's a Simon Says type rhythm minigame where you have to match the right trigger pull with the light system. While not difficult, it also wasn't fun. I became annoyed every time one of these came up because it felt like it slowed down the pace of an already slow game. The next minigame I didn't enjoy was how you gain access to encrypted files by slicing the terminal, or in basic terms, you play Star Wars Wordle. Once again, not difficult, but also not fun. I was hoping we would get away from these pointless activities. For example, when Spider-Man 2 gave you the option to skip all minigames, I couldn't have selected that setting faster, as these type of experiences do not add to my enjoyment of the story or gameplay. I was able to make some choices during my gameplay that impacted my reputation within each syndicate, some increasing while decreasing another simultaneously. I like that they are going this route to try and make your choices matter, but I didn't get to see any major benefit in my time besides being able to more easily access an area due to my positive reputation with the syndicate versus finding a hidden passageway that honestly wasn't too hard to find. I hope these reputations play a bigger part in the story and progress the narrative in different ways. Similar to just about every other piece of Star Wars media, there's a cute companion that tags along with the main character, this time being a new species the developers created called a Merqual, going by the name of Nyx. He can help you attack enemies, distract them by playing dead, and help you solve puzzles, as well as retrieve any item you see in-game. I always enjoy having a companion, but we will see how Nyx compares to the GOAT that is BD-1 from the Respawn Star Wars games. The first mission I got assigned was to infiltrate a base without getting caught. This is where I got to test out the stealth mechanics and sadly came away unimpressed. The takedown animations did not feel fluid, and also I think this helped me realize while I do love stealth games when done right, it's not something I think I want to do in a Star Wars game, but that's just me. If I'm not shooting a blaster or swinging a lightsaber, then why am I here? Or it would have been nice to just have the option to go guns blazing if I don't feel like stealthing my way through a mission. Speaking of shooting, this is another aspect of the game that didn't feel great. I got to use 2 forms of the blaster pistol, an A300 blaster rifle, and a sniper. Maybe there were opportunities in the settings, and keep in mind I was playing through a stream, but similar to the space combat, all I could think about was that Battlefront 2 did this better. With shooting being the main focus of action in this game, I was hoping this would have been the most robust and polished part, but that doesn't seem to be the case with what I played. Once I reached my limit on Tashara for the demo, I was then loaded up into a save on planet Kijimi. Here I was put into the biggest space battle so far, and as I alluded to already, it's good, not great. The auto-target system was too generous, so you feel like you barely had to try. The ship itself did not have a good sense of speed, but maybe that can get better as your ship is upgradable. One thing I really loved is when you want to land on a planet, I think they did a great job of how they implement the animation of going from deep space to landing. Yes, I know it's a loading screen, but it keeps you engaged and doesn't bring you to a complete stop. Starfield. Whenever you have the word Star Wars in the title of your game, that's always going to come with some baggage and high expectations. After the first reveal trailer, I think fans and media got a little carried away with their excitement, saying this could be the Star Wars game they always wanted, or a GTA in a Star Wars universe, because neither of those are accurate, and that's okay. While I know I've said a lot of negative things about this game, there's still a part of me that is interested to see where the story goes and if the gameplay gets more variety. I can't sit here and tell you this game is a must play, but what I can tell you is that I would give this one a wait and see approach. As always, those are just my opinions, but more importantly, what are yours? After seeing more gameplay, are you more or less likely to purchase Star Wars Outlaws? Let me know down below, and if you made it this far, hit that like button already, subscribe to stay up to date on all things gaming, and time for me to get back to being a dad, and time for you to get back to gaming.